All right, we're back. Let's get in here.
We're live.
Press yes. Record.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, let me get my notes ready.
I know, I got mine.
Not gonna tap my microphone.
You just did?
No, I mean like when I'm recording. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Ask Double A. Amanda is back in the studio. Woo! It's so good to see you.
I know. I feel like it's been forever.
I know. Life's been life.
We were busy.
But we're doing our thing.
I know.
And I do want to say, our children have their birthdays the same exact day.
Yes.
Which is so awesome.
I got 5 messages asking me if my son's birthday was really the same day as your daughter's.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
they are a year apart,
Yes.
but it is the exact same day.
I'm hoping that they get together one day, though, because aren't they? They're so cute. I know. They're adorable. Okay, so anyway.
Okay. Hello, baby.
I know. They're getting so big. Okay, so I owe our cravers, I got to talk about the milking table.
I know.
I got a bunch of messages because I did that right before the last episode that we did. It was that night I was planning it. So it's funny because it was like, Jesus, 3 weeks ago now? So much has happened since then.
My God.
I know. And so I set the room up, got the milking table out, made it nice and plush. I put on like spa music, red lights. I had the really good Nookie massage oil, which by the way, I love it. It's perfect. It doesn't stick. It doesn't smell. It's not overbearing. It's not too much. It's perfect amount. So I need to promote that more.
Yeah.
That stuff is great. And he came in and it was like, I was like, I'm downstairs, and I had this like really beautiful outfit on with a robe, a black silk robe. And I just kind of just like pampered him, you know, like, and it's, to me, it's a fantasy that I wanted to explore as well.
Right.
And so he was on the table and I gave him like a head to toe massage, which, I mean, with a partner, that's a very intimate thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it. And it was nice to see him relax. He had like a long stretch of like long hour days. And so it felt really good to spoil him, pamper him a little bit. And it was also like fulfilling one of my very biggest fantasies, which is like massage girl.
Right.
Okay, so did that. And, you know, I'm sitting here. I promised myself I would overshare, but I just want to say, I loved like top of the thigh, like, and it was definitely like, you know, you're reaching in, you're doing all these things, and fingers were in places, which was very fun.
Yeah. Whoops.
And yeah, so we were just, and it was really nice. And then he was just like, okay, so either you're gonna jerk me off or like I'm gonna come right now. He was like, we have to do this milking table thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot we're on the milking table, because it was really hot. Like when I was leaning over him, I was like putting my boobs in his face, and it was just nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get under the table, and it was actually, so this is the second time I've ever done this, and he has such a nice big dick, and it was like it's just really hot to watch and to see and to view. And, you know, I just was sucking it, and he was just like, I'm so turned on right now. He's like, it's going to be quick. And one of the things that I really enjoyed was that because of gravity, right? Like I'm under the table, and his dick's pointing straight down. He shot cum like down my throat, which to me, I love that.
Right.
And I was like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? Because gravity's working with you.
Right.
And so I felt like it was really hot. I was like, wow, that was really nice. So it was fun. It was a really good time. I really like the milking table. I do feel like I want to get a professional one where like it's not like a beer pong table with a whole kind of
Because here,
yeah, I'm like, because it's a little weird because it's like on the side or whatever, and so yes, we were talking about that. He was like, we should get like a real massage table. I'm like, that's a good idea. Yeah, invest in that down the line. But yeah, it was really hot and really fun, and I like a good milking.
Nice.
Yes. So we're gonna get right into our questions, but I do have one more thing that I want to say. Yes. I have a challenge for you. Okay. And all of our ladies in the room. Okay. Okay. Or guys, because this could be for guys too. Okay, so so I'll just tell you about my night last night. So last night I could not sleep. And I was like, oh, and I hate that. For me, it's like, what's going to make me fall asleep? Have an orgasm. Yep. Okay, so I was like, I'm going to rub one out. But it was so cold last night. It was freezing. I know. And I like got out PCAT, who I love, on tracysdog.com. Use code CRAVERS20 to get 20% off. Highly recommend her. So she's my favorite toy. So I get her, and I'm so fucking cold, Amanda. I'm like, I am not undressing and doing all this right now. So I had a sheet, a blanket. I didn't even take, I was like, I just like stuck PCAT down there and just laid her on my clit.
Yeah.
And it was also late, and I was like, I don't feel like firing up my phone. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to lay here and just enjoy this toy in silence.
Yeah.
And I made the decision. I was like, I'm not going to make any noise. I'm just going to, it felt so good. And it was fully charged, which, by the way, like, I can only handle the second setting on that bitch. So I was like, just enjoying the vibration. And like, it was almost like this, like waves. It was like waves of pleasure. And I was like, oh, this just feels so good. And I started thinking about Mr. Right laying next to me and like how he looks when he's jerking off. And I was thinking about him jerking off, watching me. And again, being completely silent, right? Which is not something I usually am. And I was so turned on. And I mean, I was definitely like raging too, so that helped. I climaxed so quickly. And let me just tell you, it was for real, intense orgasm.
Wow.
Like, it was, like, I felt every convulsion. I felt every spasm of the orgasm. And I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, that's
all right?
Nice.
And then I even had, like, those aftershocks.
Yeah.
Where you can, like, feel your clit. Because, you know, your clit's not just that little man in the boat. It's like it's like a wishbone.
Yeah.
And I literally felt, like, every spasm, like, 4 aftershocks after. And I was dead silent the entire time. It was so fucking hot. Nice. Amanda, like, I was like, I'm going to do this again. I told Mr. Right this morning, I go, hey, I got to tell you what I did last night. I was like, and we're going to do this together. Like, just mutual masturbation, but in silence.
Nice.
And I'm really looking forward to it. It was a totally different and unique experience. So get your favorite toy.
Yep.
PCAT, if you're on tracysdog.com. Use that code CRAVERS20. You know, Christmas is coming, and so will you.
Yep.
And I want you to try solo play in complete silence.
Okay.
All right? Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
And my cravers, I want you to try it as well.
Yeah. Because normally when I do solo play, which is almost all the time, I'm watching like a video for my fans.
Let me ask you a question.
So,
are you noisy when you climax?
I can be.
When you're by yourself, are you more quiet or do you let it out?
It depends.
I'm always loud.
It just depends on what I'm watching, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I asked Mr. Right the same question. He was like, I'm a mouse when I'm jerking. I'm like, really? Because I love the way he sounds when he comes. I'm like, that's weird. Yeah. I'm always loud. So for me to be quiet, it's a challenge. Yeah. But I liked it. So, all right, let's get into our questions.
Okay. Am I going first?
Yes, you go first.
Okay. So this was an OnlyFans guy who asked. I told him I would say it was an OnlyFans, but he's also a fan of yours.
Okay.
Because he mentioned you. So he wants to know what percentage of men, in our experience, has made sure that the woman is satisfied before they finish themselves.
You go first.
Mine's low. I'm gonna say, like, in my opinion, it's none. Men only think of themselves and what they want, and that's it.
No, Amanda, we need to get you some better lovers, girlfriend. No.
Yeah, I think, like, men are like once they're done, they're done. Like, they don't give two shits.
Oh, okay. Before my lifestyle experience, same.
Yeah,
I would say 0. I've talked about that. Like, you know, Prince Charming, we would roll over and be done, right? And that was so disappointing for me. And in the past, for sure, I feel like men did not care at all. I think I've been spoiled, and my experience has been skewed because of the good lovers that I've had in the lifestyle. And it's funny because I don't know, the sex I've been having and stuff, it's very like, how can I make you finish, and I want to make that pussy come, and I mean, that's like definitely conversations that I have now.
But I think the lifestyle is like, they're more aware of sex. I think the regular everyday average person is not. They just don't care. Well
then you're not getting a call back. That's called, you're not gonna work here anymore. Okay.
Wait, where's the button?
Because exactly. Yeah, we're not doing that. You know, and I want to give a shout out to all my, you know, good partners out there, because I feel like I have been very spoiled by that. And Mr. Right, definitely, like, he'll say to me, he's like, your turn, or you know what I mean, like, and he has never like tapped out on me or been like, oh, we're good, or like, he's always, and I love that about him. So
but I think this is also somewhere that the female can speak up.
Agreed.
Like, hello, okay, what about me?
I told Prince Charming, I go, I'm breaking out a toy.
Yeah.
I'm not getting blue balls anymore.
Right.
I used to rub one out before work and shit because I had blue balls so bad. 'Cause we'd have like morning sex. He'd be like, thanks, babe. And then like roll out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect time for a woman to be like, okay, what about me? And pull out the toy and tell him to finish.
Agreed.
Finish me.
Yep.
So.
Okay. So, okay, this is a question. Adrienne, will I be okay after my divorce? And will I ever get laid again? Yes. And you will be okay. I always tell people who are going through divorce, I know it's hard. And just remember, you can't control the surf, but you can't control the waves, but you can learn how to surf.
Right.
Right? And so, there's going to be bad days. There's going to be good days. It's definitely, it's not easy. Divorce is one of the hardest things I've ever been through. However, what's the alternative? Remain miserable.
Right.
Hate your life forever. Find yourself 10, 15 years down the road further and you're still that miserable, then you got to go through it then. I don't know anyone that's been through a divorce and they've said, I regret that.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Right.
And it's not easy. It's really fucking hard, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
For your happiness.
Yeah.
This is it.
They'll be okay.
And you will get laid again.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think she'll get laid more.
Yeah, really. Like,
go out to the bar. Go wherever.
I was going to say, you're going to go through a hoe phase.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
When they're getting divorced and stuff. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. No. It's worth it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I got a message from a female watcher.
Love that.
Yeah.
We love our gals.
I know. I told her we would definitely answer this.
Mm-hmm.
She said her husband wishes she was more vocal during sex and she needs tips on how to talk dirty.
I love this question.
I do too.
All right, you give yours and then I'll give mine.
Mine is 100% stop worrying about being embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Stop thinking like, okay, if I say this, he's going to think I'm this or embarrassing or, oh my God, I can't say that. Just let it rip.
Agree.
Tell him how big it is. Tell him how great it feels. Ask him if he likes fucking that wet pussy. Like, just let it fucking go. Who cares?
Say what you're thinking.
Yes.
It's okay. And I will say this, though, because not everyone is as confident as we are. And I totally understand that. And I was never always like this either. It takes time and experience and practice. However, if you're really struggling with what to say, a good tip that I have is talk about a past experience. Or compliment them.
Yes.
You look so sexy right now.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, you look so fucking hot. Pound that pussy.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Or, remember that time when, blank happened? Or I want to watch it go in and out. Or do you think I can take it all? You know what I mean? Like, start thinking about situational stuff or something that's happened in the past. Or compliment your partner. That's a huge... dirty talk doesn't have to be this porn, fuck me daddy. It doesn't have to be that. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of pressure. People feel that. But I have something to tell you about some dirty talk.
Okay.
So, Mr. Wright's big. He's a big girl, right? Okay, I've shown you.
Yes, I've seen.
Sorry, Mr. Wright, not sorry. But anyways,
I share.
I mean, I don't share with everybody, but I'm showing you. We show dick pics all the time together. Okay, which, oh my God, I just thought about that tree.
Dude, don't even get me started. That's a whole episode.
I know. Okay, so one of the things that Mr. Wright, because we have like so much open communication and we talk about things, and he was like, Adrienne, he's like, I sometimes feel a little bit, he's like, I feel pressure. He's like, I don't know, because I would always be like, oh my God, it's so fucking big, because it is. Like, he's destroying me. And like, I'm just saying how I feel. I'm like, oh my God, it's so fucking big. Like, fuck that big cock. Like, I just mentioned probably a little bit too much about how big it was. And he's like, I start to get in my head about that. And I'm like, really? He's like, in fact, he's like, every time that you say that now, he's like, I'm going to put my hand over your mouth.
Yeah.
And so now this has become a dynamic, this has become like a power play between us.
Right.
And so I look at him and I like bite my lower lip and I'm like, that cock is so big. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, fucking do that, bitch. So now it's become like this fun game. But I want to say, like, if you're a partner, speak up about it. Because I would have never known if he wouldn't have used his words, And so I'm like, interesting. And I also know that men have a hard time if you say, I want you to come.
Yes.
It puts them in a different headspace. So be careful with that statement, too.
Yes.
But everything else is... And then talk to your partner. Like, I'll ask him, hey, do you like when I say this? Or does that make you uncomfortable? Yeah. Or how do you feel when I do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So talk about that shit.
Yeah. And baby steps. You don't have to go all in, whole, like, porn dirty, right away. Just start slow. A little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And he'll probably tell you, like, hey, I really liked that. So then you know. But, I mean, the main thing is don't be embarrassed.
Agreed.
It's your husband or partner. Why are you embarrassed to say something?
I know. So many people, they don't talk about it. I know. If there's one thing that we could do together, it's, release the, I don't want to have the stigmas. I don't want to have the, people that are afraid to speak about sex with their partner. And I want to encourage, because, that ultimately just leads to better sex between you two.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay. So, my next question. Adrienne, how long are you going to stay in the lifestyle before settling down or getting married? And I wanted to talk about this because I was like, it's funny because that's how most people think. Right. Oh my God, you're letting it rip. You're doing your thing. You're having so much fun, partner swapping and sharing and parties. Oh my. The thing of it is, if I'm someone that's, ethically non-monogamous, that doesn't change just because I settle down. And I hate this. I hate the term settle down.
Right.
I'm not a settle down kind of gal.
No.
Right? So am I in a primary relationship? Yes. And he's my primary partner. We're doing things together. The respect and all that is there, right? Always first with him. However, it's not like we're both giving something up to be together and have fun together.
Right.
I don't feel like that. No. And then also if you get married, that doesn't change things either. In fact, there's very few single people in the lifestyle.
Right.
Most people are married. Yep. So that's where a lot of them have really taken off sexually in their marriages or, relationships. And so there is, for me, and it kind of made me feel kind of depressed when I read, when you settle down, I'm like, is that whole get married, have babies, live happily ever after thing? Because that's the fucking, that's bullshit. Right? Yeah, that's not how I see life, and that's not how my partner sees life. And so just wanted to clear that up. Yeah. I think that's a societal norm that has been driven into everyone's brains for so long, and that's not the way that it is. It's not the way that it has to be.
No.
For people like us who don't give, that's the thing. Yeah. We're free. We're liberated.
I personally think that marriage would be. I think so many more people would stay married if they were in an open relationship.
Can't agree more. Yep. Cannot agree more.
And I think they would have a bigger, stronger, better relationship. If they had an open marriage. It's natural to look at somebody and be like, they're hot, I want to fuck them.
It's very normal.
Holy shit.
Yes.
And for you can't deny it. And anybody who says, I don't do that, you're fucking lying.
Agreed.
Bullshit.
We're animals.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to fuck like an animal right now.
So, seriously. If you were in an open relationship and honest and out there with your partner and she wants to do somebody, you want to do somebody.
Yep.
You guys come back together. And what you two do together is going to be 10 times better than what it would ever be before.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not for everybody. I know that, but I think it's just so funny to me how taboo it is to talk about sex, to be in an open relationship. And there's so many different things that can mean. And I was telling Mr. Wright, notice around the room how happy these couples are. Mm-hmm. When you look around the room in your life, how many couples do you know that are truly, really happy?
Right.
And I will say, in the lifestyle, now don't get me wrong, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. I know that. However, majority of the time and majority of the relationships are fucking thriving. Right? Yep. So, anyways. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Next question. We're already at 19 minutes, by the way. Holy shit.
Part 2.
Okay.
That's okay. We don't have a time limit.
Yeah, you're right. I just have to fix the camera.
Yeah, we'll just have to fix it. It's okay. So I got a personal question, and he said, do I like watching guys jerk off? Mm. So my answer is yes, 10,000%. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Me too. I like J.O. vids. My favorite thing.
Me too.
Yep.
Love it.
Me too.
Nothing better than, and I love it when I get guys, a lot of guys on my OnlyFans will send me a video, and then they have their tablet or their computer, and I'm on it.
Oh, that's hot. Yeah.
So it's I'm watching them jerk off. That's watching me.
One of the things that I love is I love someone that can make themselves come hands free.
I've had one guy who sent me a video of that. That's hot. That is hot.
It is really hot.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah.
I know.
So yes, I like it.
I'm giving a link to someone. Oh. Yes, people that could do that are something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Adrienne, what is the best position for deep penetration? I really enjoy like my knees or my feet on his shoulders if he's on top. I feel like that's super deep. And then also prone position. I feel like prone position is deep. What do you think?
So I am like, I don't know how to explain it. So it's like a bent over the bed, and then you have like a knee half up, and you're kind of like twisted.
Yes.
That's like hitting the wall. Like you're like...
I will tell you, doggy style, any kind of doggy style for me is a very deep position for me. After my hysterectomy, Amanda, I had a hard time starting doggy. Like, I couldn't do it. Man. Yeah, doggy is very, I feel like it's a deep position.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
Yeah, I really really like prone position, though. There was this one morning when Mr. Wright rolled over and just, like, pushed my legs together, mounted up, and I was like, oh my, it was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. I could just feel everything. It was so fucking hot. Anyways, all these memories just pop in my head. Okay. Okay, here's another position question.
Okay.
Adrienne, my girlfriend only likes missionary. How do we mix it up? I actually really like missionary. It can be very intimate. There are ways to mix it up.
There is. And it can be very the same, though.
It can be boring, too.
It can.
You're right. If it's missionary all the time.
Yes. And you're not doing anything else prior, then that's
hard.
Very boring.
So I do love a lot of eye contact. But I do know some people that do not do any eye contact. So try a couple different things. I would really strive for eye contact. I like breathing in my partner's mouth. That's a very intimate thing. You know what I mean? I like just looking at each other. I also like looking down and seeing the view. Yeah. I love seeing that. Like, the in and out is fucking fantastic to watch. Also, I really enjoy like my hands held above my head.
Right.
That to me is another way to mix it up. And then although it is not exactly missionary, that sideways position is really good. So you're a missionary, you just put her leg to the side and fuck her that way. And it's a really hot position because like you're sideways, you're looking and like your boob is right there and you can like see him and it's deep and it feels really good. So try like moving her leg over. It's still kind of missionary-y, but different. And you're like up more, so it's like easier to fuck it out. Because I will say, listen, when I have my strap on, those guys put in work. I remember the first time I fucked my friend, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is hard work. And it was funny because I was like in front of like 10 people who were watching. We were on a bed in the middle of a room. And I was like, I've always wanted to see, I was fucking her doggy style on the fuck bench. And then I was like, I want to see what it's like missionary. And I was like, oh my God, this is hard work. It is though, Amanda, for real. I was like, damn. I mean, they don't call a blowjob a job for nothing. Right. So like we're putting in work too. We are. But those guys, like, missionary is hard. Yeah. Anyways,
my suggestion, if he wants to try to change it up, is like he can always start in missionary. Maybe he goes to stand up to do something, and then just take control.
Yeah.
Pull her to the end of the bed. Yes. Pull her down to the end of the bed. Roll over. Smack her ass and fucking put it in.
Hey now.
There you go. And watch how, oh my, she's nervous. She's nervous of how other positions are going to feel. Just take control.
I will say, I do feel like women in general, I know for me, I want you to take control. And actually, this has kind of spilled into many different ways of my life. I have released like all control. When I go places, I'm like, surprise me. Like, I placed an order for something and she was like, what scents do you want for this? You know, I don't know, those like essential oil bullshit. I go, surprise me. I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to think about it. When I get my nails done, I'm like, I don't know, surprise me. And he's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Black and gold, you know, I like blacks and golds and, you know, glitter shit sometimes. And keep my pointer finger different. But anyways, and he's like, okay, whatever. But I just don't like to make decisions. And in the bedroom, I don't want to make decisions either. So I think if you take charge, you dominate her a little bit, you know.
Pull her to the end of the bed.
Yeah, see what happens. Change it up. I will say, though, I can see him saying, like, oh, I tried that last night and she didn't like it. Because it's tough, Amanda. I know it makes me horny even thinking about that. Yeah. But some women just aren't into it. Okay, next question.
Where am I? Do you find it hard to date in your 40s and older?
Are you new here? Dating in the dented can aisle?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking hard.
I think not only just dating in 40s, I think just dating in this generation.
I can't agree more. I know.
fucked up.
It's hard. I mean, if you listen to the episodes over the last 4 years, and you know, it's rough out here. It's rough out in these streets. And that's why I met Mr. Right, and I'm like, hey now, like he's like, you know, I'm not seeing anybody else. I'm like, I definitely ain't seeing anybody else because I know it's out there. Yeah, right, and it's a dumpster fire.
And it sucks for like you have so many variables. You have kids, and like jobs and houses, and like there's so many things that have to go into. That it's just not. It's not like your 20s anymore, where you're just like, oh, I'm not dating. You know.
I know you're so
I have
free.
No kids. I have no this.
Like I said, it's the Denton can aisle.
Yeah, it's.
I know it's rough out here, but when you do find that person, or you meet someone that you really, I will say, like it's so noticeable because it's like shit show. I mean, I've talked about guys that are like, I friend zoned you first, or you know. Somebody that's like kissing my chin, or somebody that's like, I'm going to pee on you, just like random crazy shit, and it's like, what the fuck? Or like going out with some guy, I remember he was like, just give me a shot, give me a try, and I'm like, oh no, a guy that's going to handle this ain't going to have to say that, okay? So anyways, so I will say this though, stay at it, right? Like, you gotta go through a lot of shit. There's too many freaks, not enough circuses. Yeah. And you gotta find your
there's a little
3-ring
needle out there in the haystack.
There is, you know, and I feel like I'm so cheesy right now. I'm like, oh my God, Mr. Right, blah blah blah. And I am like, you know, like enjoying every minute of him. But I will say, if you listen to my struggles, and I've been through a lot to get here. And I think that's why I appreciate him so much, and I'm having so much fun. It's because I'm like, oh. It's easy. Yeah. Oh, there's no gray areas. Yeah. Oops. There's no confusion. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is really nice. Okay.
How are we on time? We're good?
We have 4 minutes left. I think we can wrap it up in that. You do your last question.
My last question is, why do we think most marriages are failing nowadays?
Well, you tell me why you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
I know.
Okay.
Because of Snapchat, Telegram, and WhatsApp.
Yeah, the apps. I mean... I heard this quote one time, and I hate this quote, but it's kind of true. Like, for some people, whatever. But it was like, you're only as good as their next option. Right. And that sucks. And like with online, and you know, we've talked about this before. My wife won't give me a blowjob. My, so-and-so won't do this. She's not doing that thing I like. Yep. Look at the fans that you have, right? And so it's just that it's the imbalance of sex drives and partners, and then it leads to Snapchat, WhatsApp, and Telegram. Telegram is, if your partner has Telegram, it's funny because I'll see somebody so-and-so signed up to Telegram, and I'm like,
Yep. If your partner has any of those, somebody's cheating in the relationship.
I mean, I don't think that's 100% of the time.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily cheating, but they're playing with the idea. They're toying.
It's a secrecy app.
And especially if you're older. If you're older than 35... And you have a Snapchat?
I have a Snapchat. I don't use it though.
I don't have one.
Some people are like really into that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't.
No. It's a child.
I don't have time for that shit. First of all, I don't have time for that shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, and I just think that there's just so many ways to cheat nowadays, which really sucks. And I think a lot of people don't talk about sex. They don't communicate with their partner. They're not sharing their true thoughts and feelings. And then you're fucked. And you get to this point, if you get to the point of content, is that what it is? Not content, is it contentment? What is it? Whatever. If you are constantly fighting with your partner, if you have resentment built up to the point of no return, you're done. Yeah. The end. Right? And I've been there, by the way. And it's over. Yeah. Right? So yeah. All right, so I want to talk about how anybody can ask us anything on the website, midlifecraving.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting. I've been trying to go in.
Sharing.
Yes, I've been trying to respond to every comment. And we will be back. What is it? Episode 86. I don't know what we're going to talk about, what we're going to do. Yeah. I also want to say, too, I have guests that want to come on. I met this guy on TikTok like a year ago. He reached out to me this week, Jay. He's Viking Mindset on TikTok. Awesome guy, amazing storyteller. And I want to talk to him about what sex life has been like after lockup. Okay. So, all right. I know we're going to run out. But we will see you guys next week. Yes. All right. I hope we shared. I think this thing just turned off. I hope we shared and oh my God, 29 minutes. Woo!